Hello and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us to celebrate ArtTable and the work we do all year round, and of course to celebrate Linda Goode Bryant and Niama Goode Safia Sandy. Yes, all right, energy levels. First, I'd like to thank ArtTable's Board of Directors for their leadership and dedication to ArtTable. Thank you to our amazing co-chairs for today's event, Valerie Castle-Oliver, Lolin Echo-Soko-Moses, Kendall Henry, and a special thank you to Kayla Coleman, who is not only a co-chair of today's event, but an ArtTable Fellowship alumna from 2015. I'd also like to give special thanks to Agnes Gund, Bloomberg Philanthropies, Doyle Auction House and Appraisers, Elizabeth Pepperman, Susan Unterberg, and Delaney. Thank you to all of our host committee supporters. We could not do it without you, and thank you all for being here. ArtTable is about community, a network of women and non-binary professionals in the visual arts who contribute large and small each day to the global art world. The initiatives we embrace affect our membership and the art world, making it a more welcoming, open, and a better industry for everyone. Since its inception in 1980, ArtTable has been a driving force for gender parity in the arts, creating community, driving policy change, and building a network of resources for women and non-binary arts professionals to forge a confident and unquestioned place as leaders in the art world. ArtTable organizes and hosts over 150 programs nationwide per year, 2 to 3 international tours, connects thousands of arts professionals for networking and shared resourcing, and runs an Impact Initiatives program that supports our Diversity Fellowship program, Career Roundtable events, inclusion training and programming, and most recently supports ArtTable's Pay Equity Project, which I hope you can all join us on May 1st for our 3rd workshop on pay equity, focusing on parenting. Our Impact Initiatives Fund funds these initiatives in honor of Meg Perlman. Meg was the founding director of the Pollock Krasner House and a decade-long member of ArtTable who was committed to mentorship. Events like this one today and individual, corporate, and foundation donations help us to continue these impact initiatives that work toward a more inclusive and equitable future. One of ArtTable's signature impact initiatives is our fellowship program, which has addressed the lack of diversity in arts employment since 2000. The fellowship provides quality work experiences in leading arts organizations and mentorship opportunities to graduate students and emerging professionals from backgrounds that are generally underrepresented in our field. For the last 6 years, ArtTable has grown this program from placing 5 fellows per year to placing up to 20 in institutions nationwide. Yay, thank you. Thank you. We are really proud of the growth and success of this program, as we know it produces more opportunities in our field and builds a more equitable future for all. But please do not take my word for it. Join me in welcoming ArtTable Fellowship alumna, Sophie Bay.
All right, thank you so much for your warm welcome. I'm Sophie Bay, and it is a great honor to be invited to the annual benefit and award ceremony as an ArtTable National Fellow. The support of the ArtTable Fellowship has been nothing short of transformative. The program's commitment to empowering emerging professionals from diverse backgrounds in visual art has provided me with invaluable experiences and mentorship. Especially for women, people of color, and non-citizens, ArtTable has extended opportunity for nurturing both personal and professional growth. It's truly inspiring to witness the program's support, and I'm privileged to be a part of its legacy, which I hope to continue. Reflecting on my fellowship at the Capital One Art Program, I'm deeply grateful for the opportunity to contribute to such diverse and inspiring art collections and initiatives. The Capital One Art Program stands as a testament to the power of visual storytelling, which bridges community and celebrates the richness of diversity. My days are filled with immersing myself in thousands of artworks to develop a printed catalog, while also fostering collaboration with seasoned professionals and deeply engaging with local art institutions and artists. Following my participation in the ArtTable Fellowship, I'm thrilled to continue the project with the Capital One Art Program team, thanks to their invaluable support. Looking back on the impact of this fellowship, I'm reminded of countless opportunities it provided and remarkable progress it propelled in my career trajectory. I deeply appreciate the dedication of ArtTable and its members to fostering a vibrant and diverse art community. We hope that you will consider supporting this program by making a donation tonight. Your support will ensure that others have the same opportunity that I have been given through this program. Lastly, thanks to the entire ArtTable team for their guidance and support. Also, a big thanks to my parents who are miles away in South Korea for believing my dream and offering their encouragement every step of the way. Special appreciation goes to Elisa to introducing me to ArtTable and to Alex for accompanying here today. Once again, I appreciate your warm welcome, support, and opportunity to share my journey tonight. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sophie. Now, my job is to talk about not only these ideas about fellowship and mentorship, but what happens in the immediate aftermath, the impact of what those fellowships and mentorships bring. They bring leadership. And so it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce Niama and to talk about the work that she has done in this field. First and foremost, I come from the school of good trouble. I think that dates me when I think about Niama and the fact that she considers herself an agitator. So we are really looking at the next generation of leadership here, and I'm so proud to also tout the fact that we both went to Howard University. And yes, I think we should clap about that. Because when we talk about diversity in the field, we have to start with the seeds and the foundations and understand and appreciate where those seeds come from. And Howard University has been such a venerable institution. Most historical Black colleges and universities have been stages where much of the residual and the repository of Black excellence has emerged. So I'm very excited about that. But I am excited about the things that she has done, even in the wake of that. The fact that leadership is also something that is born within you, and that she has honed that in seeing the inequities in the field. She's an anthropologist. She works in the realms of the visual art as a curator, and she also works in the music industry. And to see the inequities that existed within those fields. So from the beginning, she has really pushed forward in terms of this equity. She's got an amazing bio that you can read, but I just want to point out a couple of things when we talk about good trouble. In this case, good agitation. She starts in 2020 with 4/4, FOR/FOUR, which is looking at equity in the fields turning that into equity for cultural workers with the blacksmiths, and then moving forward with This Is a Movement, looking for equity in the music industry. She's also an extensive writer, and she's a prolific writer, and she's written for Milford Graves, also for people like Nate Lewis and other young artists coming up in the field. So I see it as leadership. She may be considered an emerging leader, but she is going to be here with staying power, and I know that she will be an exceptional mentor for other people. But for this moment and this time, I want to bring her to the stage to accept the New Leadership Award. Please help me welcome her.
Thank you. Whew. Thank you so much, Valerie. I'm so honored to have been introduced by you. And so thrilled to be here. First of all, good evening, everyone. You can do better. Good evening, everyone. Nice, that's more like it, thank you. Receiving this recognition this evening, especially alongside such an incredible figure like our dear Linda Goode Bryant, whose care, vision, and hope have demonstrated not only how to move through the world, through the art world, but how to build community. And really, a life, not just for yourself, but really to demonstrate it for the generations to follow. So thank you so much. I'm so honored to be also honored alongside you. Although I've known for a few months that I would receive this award, I want to say November, right, Jessica? Yeah. A lot has happened since then for me. Some of you may be aware, some of you may not. I have just had a major transplant surgery just about maybe 8 weeks ago now, so I am incredibly lucky to be here. Thank you. I thought I was not crying anymore when I was talking about this, but maybe not. And that's okay. It's reasonable to cry about that. I'm very lucky to be here in general, and I'm very lucky to be in this room with my peers and people who've supported me for many years. A tissue would have been a good idea. It's okay, it's all right. I'm gonna just, okay. Anyway, this is in fact my first time sort of at a large public event in any capacity, much less in a professional one. And of course, these last few months have been deeply harrowing, but also transformative. And one of the things that it's shown me, oh, thank you. Thank you. You should never do that. You're right, thank you. And just like that, community pops up, doesn't it? All right, so actually, that's a great segue, thank you. So, I was going through this for actually quite a long time, these health issues that I was having. And, it basically got to the point where I had to open my mouth, as I do in every other context of my life. And not only did people step forward, but they stepped forward in a force that kind of made my head spin, to be honest. And, after I actually had the surgery and, a friend came by, and we were talking, we were sitting outside in my, my outdoor area of the house, and I was just like, what have I done that allowed people to step forward for me? And I was in tears saying it. And my friend said, what are you talking about? You step forward for everybody all the time. But for me, it's not about me, right? I'm looking and I'm thinking about what is it that we need to see in the world? What is it that a small change would bring a revolutionary change for someone else's life? How can we create transformation? How can we create visibility? How can we create dialogue? And ultimately, I've been reflecting, obviously, about my own impact for a while, but this award, the Leadership Award, I'm wondering, what is leadership? And so I started to think about framing it as this idea of a practice in sharing care, vision, gratitude, and hope. And a lot of it also is getting out of the way. And I think a lot of us really need to get out of the way. There's a lot of gatekeeping, and I just want us to really create opportunities for people to forge new paths and create connections where there haven't been connections before. So again, thank you so much. I'm so grateful to Jessica, to ArtTable, to the countless people, my ancestors, to my mother, my father, so many people. Oh, I think the magnet is gone. Okay, so I will leave now. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening.
Good evening, everyone. Niama and others, thank you for making this night so authentic and truthful. And now I see what ArtTable's all about. You really are all about connection and making creative alliances together. So I'm very happy to be here. Also, we know that art making and writing about art is solitary and can be kind of lonely, so it's good to get together and celebrate, recognize our talents, and come together, so I applaud that too. Yeah. And in that spirit, you've made an excellent choice in picking Linda Goode Bryant for the Distinguished Service in the Arts Award. I'm excited to tell you about her. Linda and I have been close friends for years. We've seen many exhibits and performances together, and we always talk about them. And for me, it's always enlightening to have those discussions because Linda brings her full self, which means her filmmaker self, her social activist self, her artist self, her mother self, so we have great conversations. If any of you have worked with her, you know she's a wonderful collaborator. As her award title says, her life is full of service, although I don't think she would describe it that way. For her, she is just scratching an itch that artists have to uncover new ideas and practices and possibilities. She is a big picture thinker. Linda surveys the landscape with curiosity and a critical eye. And hold on, when she came to New York in the 70s, she was a fellow at the Metropolitan Museum of Art and also worked at the Studio Museum's education department. As she became familiar with the landscape of museum and galleries, she realized that there was little opportunity for her fellow artists and creatives to exhibit. The art world, with its exclusionary practices, was erasing Black and brown voices and their historical legacies. So Linda, in her fearless way, staged an intervention. Yep. In 1974, at the tender age of 24, she started a gallery on 57th Street called Just Above Midtown. JAM, as it was affectionately known, filled a void in the gallery world and provided opportunities for artists, musicians, and performers to exhibit together and have conversation. From the beginning, the gallery and Linda were legendary. There were overflowing openings, a kick-ass roster of artists, and an infectious vibe that could not be crushed by the establishment doubters. JAM was an example that artists do what they do by any means necessary. She wasn't deterred by lack of money. She borrowed it. She didn't have connections, but she made them. No staff for the gallery? Well, enlist the artists in the gallery to work. After a few months of eating together, working together, sometimes babysitting together, they realized they had a community, a family. I tell you that history because that spirit of inquiry and urgency is alive today. 2 years ago, as many of you know, Linda accepted the invitation to restage the Jam Gallery by reimagining her archives. In 2022, the exhibition called Just Above Midtown, Changing Spaces, was presented in the galleries of MoMA. It was pretty great to revisit the early work of artists like Lorraine O'Grady and Sangan Goode and David Hammonds, to name just a few. And yet another element stood out brightly at that show, which is Linda's talent for creating community. This is her superpower. She does it over and over again. I don't know how she does it, but I know she believes in the artistic process of creative inquiry. She trusts that artists are seers who keep us honest and point us in the right direction. I've heard her say, "Your ideas and desires are more important than the obstacles. Don't be weighed down by the system and policies that try to zap us of our creative energy." But you'll have to talk to her yourself to feel the real power of her convictions. Before we welcome Linda to the stage, I want to mention her latest cultural intervention, which upends our food systems by integrating urban farming into our city lives. Over the last decade, she has built a network of urban farms where neighborhoods come together around the delight of fresh food, new friendships, and educational opportunities. Please check out Project Eats. You will be inspired. So now, please give a warm welcome to our distinguished artist, Linda Goode Bryant.
Oh my gosh. Thank you all for being here. I mean, thank you, ArtTable, Jessica and team, and the board for this honor. There's so many things I want to say just based on what other people said before I came up these steps. You know, one is, hey, I'm a Spelmanite. So once again, a shout out to HBCUs. So many of us would not be where we end up going, but for that environment, that experience of community. Yeah. It occurs to me, community happens, at least amongst us humans, through humanity. And right now, we're living in a time that is just so strange, unexpected, where we can go back 50 to 100 years after we've been at this other place. It's just one of the many things that's strange. The way we respond to one another, the way we connect with one another now. There's so many ways of doing that that can also cause us not to touch one another. We can talk, we can share ups and downs, we can do all that, but just being in presence with one another and filling our spirit is harder and harder. I say that just because I think there's nothing more uplifting than remembering, with all of the distractions and all of the things we're doing and all of the, we have hearts that are expansive, hearts that can absorb the things that disturb us, the things that anger us, the things that make us joyful, the things that make us laugh, the things we regret, the things We embrace, like we have hearts that wide to embrace them. And it's important for us to let those hearts be wide and embrace them if we're going to get through the challenges that we face as a humanity that cares for humanity and the earth and the world and every other fucking thing possible, that we care. We can't get so overwhelmed by one thing or another thing. We've got to remember our hearts can embrace all of it. I say that because I think without humanities, there is no community. And I say that because I believe that art, creativity, and all of us are artists. We can imagine and transform what we imagine into something tangible that others can experience and perceive. That is unique, at least to this day, that is unique to us. And too often we're distracted from that. So I just want to say, I think what's going to make a world that is fair and equitable and loving is going to be us, because we've shaped the one we're in now. And I encourage you to open up your hearts in that expansive way, to be part of that change, be as imaginative and creative and outrageous and agitate. Oh shit, yes. Agitate. Say, oh hell no, motherfucker. Do that. Do however you do that. And hold on to the most powerful thing we have as the species. The most powerful thing we have is that we have the ability to use what we have to create what we need. Let's start making things. Thank you.
Thank you. There is really nothing left to say. It is amazing to share this stage with all of these amazing women who shared their feelings because they believe in this community, and all of you for being here. So I'll take you back to 20-some minutes ago where I said ArtTable is about community, and it truly is. So please share in your community tonight, support it, nurture it, help it grow, and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.